Good afternoon, dear college. We are glad to welcome you to our workshop. Elena Mironenko will be our speaker today. Topic of the report: Smart Education in Concept, Principles, and Realization Conditions. Today we have two revenues and an expert, and then give the floor to our speaker. Please.
Thank you, Alexander. Dear participants, I'm glad to see all of you here today, online participants. Выключить звук тогда. У кого-то звук не выключен. Ага. Okay, let's continue. Today, the workshop will be conducted in English. The topic of the workshop is smart education, concept, principles, and realization conditions. Let's start. The development of new technologies enables to learn more effectively, comfortably, and efficiently. Learners utilize smart devices to access digital resources through network. Smart education, the concept that describes learning in digital age, has gained increased attention. This report discusses the definition of smart education, its concept, principles, and realization conditions. The research is based on the analysis of foreign and Russian scientific papers, internet resources devoted to the issue of smart education. In the papers devoted to the smart education, we can find the following notions: smart education, smart learning, e-learning, mobile learning. Let's try to differentiate the main concepts. E-learning, it is the transfer of knowledge and management of learning process using new information. M-learning or mobile learning, M-learning is the process of learning through social and content interactions using personal electronic devices. It is the form of distance learning. First, let's understand the concept smart. Peter Ferdinand Drucker, an Austrian-born American management consultant, an educator, he was also the leader in the development of management education. He invented the concept known as management by objectives and self-control. In 1954, Peter Drucker introduced the abbreviation SMART. SMART is the property of the system or a process that is in the interaction with the environment, gives the system or the process the ability to, first of all, immediate response on changes in the external environment, adaptation to transforming conditions, self-development and self-control, effective achievement of the result. The key to SMART is the ability to interact with the environment. Okay, globally, a lot of countries have participated in the projects focused on smart education. China, Korea, Australia. Let me show you some video to prove it. Let's watch more video.
China is now back on track with their most amazing innovation. Even in times of testing, this country still continues to embrace the importance of what modern technologies have to offer for the betterment of the country. As a result, no matter what kind of challenges China is in right now, technological innovation and development is still ongoing. Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Arthur, and welcome back again to our channel. And now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and smash the bell icon so that you don't miss any of our coming videos. No matter how hard the circumstances China is in right now, they
Sorry, once again.
학부모들이 사실 또 한국의 학부모들이 굉장히 자녀 교육 예비가 있고, 사실 그 자녀 교육 예비를 이렇게 많이 보이는 큰 이유는 이제 자녀들이 21세기에 요구하는 인재로 성장하기를 바라기 때문에 그렇기 때문에.
대한민국은 1996년도부터 교육정보화 선진화 계획을 세워왔고, 특히 2005년도부터는 학교 현장에 ICT 활용을 교원의 직무 소양 교육을 넘어서서 또 도시란에 보고 또 활용되고 있습니다.
한국 정부가 기본적으로 이러한 정책들을 만들어내고 추진하는 이유는 그러한 이제 21세기형 인재를 협동학습에 능하고 다른 사람과 의사소통을 잘하고 그리고 그러한 21세기형 인재를 길러내는 데 기본적인 목적을 두고 있습니다.
정화쌤은 이런 거 다 복습을 해왔어요. 자, 이제 오늘 배울 내용에 대해 할 건데요. 오늘 배울 내용을 할 거면 일단 지금 수업에 접속을 해야겠죠? 그렇죠? 다 같이 접속 시작해 봅시다.
한국의 학생들이 내가 피사 테스트나 이런 데서 굉장히 우수한 성적을 내는 분이 잘 알려져 있을 텐데, 가장 큰 이제 한국 교육 발전시킨 동의라고 할까요? 그게 이제 입시라고 생각합니다. 대학 입시가 굉장히 이제 치열한 경쟁이 있었기 때문에 또 많은 학부모들이 자기의 자녀들을 꼭 좋은 대학에 보내야 되겠다는 그 열의가 굉장히 강했기 때문에 학생들이 계속 열심히 공부하고, 그래서 좋은 대학에 들어가기 위해서는 또 대학에 들어가기 위해 시험을 설치해야 되니까.
3번 중력의 무게는 장소에 따랐다. 4번 공을 위로 차면 아래로 떨어지는 것도 중력의 일이다.
대학에 진학하기 위해서는 대학과 관련된 시험을 잘 치러야 하는데요. 이 대학 시험을 잘 치르기 위해서는 수동적으로 학습하는 것들이 가능했습니다. 근데 최근에 대학 시험 자체가 그러한 수동적으로 지식을 습득하는 것만으로는 어렵게 되었기 때문에 학습 자체가 바뀌고 있습니다. 더불어서 ICT가 학생들에게 주어졌을 때 학생들이 능동적으로 학습을 하게 되고, 그렇게 되면 한국 학생들이 부족했던 스스로 생각하는 능력과 또는 창의력과 새로운 것에 대한 도전하는 것들, 새로운 학습 역량들을 갖추게 될 것이라고 생각을 합니다.
원이 있고 직선의 이름이 어떤 건 A고 어떤 있고 어떤 건 N이에요. 그럼 이 사이 위치관계를 우리가 도표를 사용해서 나타내면 진단을 해서 나타낸 D땡땡 커피를 합시다. 지가 뭐를 찾았습니까? 위에다가 D땡땡이나 커피를 볼게요. 아는 사람이 혹시 D땡땡이 뭘까요?
과거에 공부를 잘하는 학생은 기억력이 좋아서 배운 내용을 잘 기억해서 답안지에 잘 작성하는 학생이었습니다. 그런데 이제 학생들이 살아갈 그 미래에 요구되는 그런 능력들은 단순히 기억을 잘하고 그 기억한 것을 잘 써내는 그런 능력들이 요구되는 것이 아니라 이미 많이 있는 그런 자료들 중에서 내가 어떤 필요한 자료들을 선택하고 나에게 맞는 그런 자료들로 재구성하고 그것들을 재창조하고 하는 그런 능력들이 학생들에게 요구되고 있는 능력이라고 생각합니다. 그런 부분에 있어서 잘 적용될 수 있는 가능성이 있습니다.
Let's continue. You see, the Korean Ministry of Education, Science and Technology defines smart education as self-directed, adaptive, motivated, resource-enriched and technology embedded. The Korean government has made an effort to establish an educational environment using advanced technological in public education. Korea has an excellent information and communications infrastructure essential to the educational environment. High-speed internet has been installed nationwide, and there are a number of leading electronic companies in Korea like Samsung and LG that are engaged in development of smart devices. This table presents different approaches to the definition of the concept of smart education. There is no clear and no unified definition of smart education so far. Researchers in the sphere of education are still discussing the concept of smart education. Still, some crucial components have been discussed. Foreign scientists distinguish three main elements of smart education: smart learning environment, smart pedagogy, and smart learning. Let's characterize each item. Smart learning environment supported by various technologies and should enable students to interact with training system anywhere at any time. Smart pedagogy. Training should be focused on the interest of students, stimulate their internal motives to further promote their personalized experience. Smart learning. The 21st century demands from people skills and competencies to use them effectively, both at work and in personal life. Smart pedagogies and smart environments should be supported by smart learners. Thus, smart education is self-directed, motivated, flexible, enriched with advanced information technology infrastructure, educational system combining smart learners, smart teachers, and smart environment that includes various forms of learning, from informal channels such as internet, massive open distance courses, etc., as well as individual approach to students in order to acquire the necessary knowledge, skills, and competencies. What differs smart educational environment from a traditional educational environment? Smart learning resources smart learning tools, smart learning communities, smart technologies are aspects that distinguish our smart educational environment from traditional educational environment. Smart learning includes more than what is called formal traditional learning. Let's formulate the main principles of smart education. The first, study materials need to be supplemented with real-time information to prepare students to solve practical tasks, to work in a real situation. The second one, this principle is in training specialists who are ready to creatively search for solutions from professional tasks, independent information and research activities. The next, the learning process should be continuous, including training in professional environment, using means of professional activity. The fourth principle, the professional environment is considered to be an active participant in the educational process. And the last is their flexible educational tracks, individualization of training. The consideration of smart education as a single system is that it has its own characteristics and structural elements. Analysis of foreign approaches to this concept can also be used in the development of the concept of smart education in Russia. The Russian educational environment has not sufficient infrastructure. In Russia, 81% of the total population has access to the internet. That is 118 million people. About 2,000 Russian schools do not have an internet connection, while a third of all general educational establishment, secondary schools, do not have high-speed internet. We should note that the majority of Russian schools without high-speed internet are located in rural areas. The national project, Education, involves the implementation of 4 main directions of the development of educational system, and that is the creation of the necessary modern infrastructure, updating the content, and training the appropriate professional staff. The federal project Modern School objectives are the introduction of new teaching methods, modern educational technologies in Russian schools, and also as well as updating the content and methods of teaching. The total project budget is almost 300 billion rubles. The federal project Digital Educational Environment has the aim to introduce the modern digital technologies in educational programs. Of 25% of educational establishments in 75 regions of the Russian Federation. For at least 500,000 children, providing of 100% of educational establishments. The total project budget of this project, Digital Educational Environment, is almost 80 billion rubles. We cannot but agree with the opinion of the Professor Vladimir Tikhomirov, the scientific director of the Moscow State University of Economics, Statistics and Informatics, that a book-oriented education system society will stagnate in less than a decade. Smart education is the union of learners, teachers, and knowledge from all over the world. Smart education allows to expand opportunities for personality development, to form the creative potential of a future specialist. It is necessary nowadays. E-learning have marked the beginning of a new global phenomenon, smart education, and we should speak about new philosophy of education. Smart education requires a systematic approach Today, the concept of smart education is just emerging, and experts will have to answer a lot of questions. Smart education is a new strategy for the development of education. In our opinion, it is necessary to develop the smart concept within development of not only the education system as a whole, but also within the framework of a single educational organization. Thank you for your attention, and I will be pleased if you ask any questions.
Thank you, Elena, and for interesting report. I think our listeners have some questions. And here.
Do you have any questions? You can just speak about smart education. Maybe what means or opinions about this concept. What do you think?
Maybe online
Online participants, do you have any ideas about smart education? Is it real in Russia? Okay.
Thank you, Elena, for your report. And my question is about the role of teacher in smart education. What do you think about it?
You see that the teacher, as you have seen, is the part of this concept, this system, and that's why it should have a new role, new duties, a lot of duties to be the part of this system, smart education. This smart teacher should have a lot of knowledge to learn different online resources. It is that role is will be or is rather broader. You see, wider.
Okay. And the second question is, do you know about the American experience with smart education? In your report, you mentioned about the Korean experience.
Malaysia, Australia, Malaysia. Okay.
What about the USA?
You're saying no, I haven't known about this experience. Maybe tell us about this experience in the USA, or just the experience, this smart education.
Yes.
Okay, maybe then in future I will see. Okay, I will read about the USA practice in this direction. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there are no more questions, I would like to give the floor to our revenues. Elena, do you hear us?
Elena, can you hear us?
Yes, of course. Hello, everybody. Nice to see everyone here. So, first of all, I would like to thank Elena for a comprehensive report. It is obvious that the author has conducted a substantial work, and no doubt the topic of the research is urgent and relevant. The report is well structured, the information is presented logically, and in the final part, the reporter makes conclusions regarding the topic under study. Well, I would like to ask the reporter to comment several moments to get the right impression on the situation. Elena, in table 1, you summarize different approaches to the definition of the concept of smart education. And most of the presented definitions are given by Russian authors. Just one belongs to the foreign ones. Well, have you analyzed the experience of foreign scientists regarding their approaches to the concept of smart education, and do their perceptions relate to the Russian ones? Or maybe you are planning to do it in future?
Okay. Thank you for your question. For me, it was interesting to see the level of development of this concept in Russia. You see that it's the first maybe level, the first stage in this country. But yes, they have learned foreign authors, foreign scientists, their founders in this direction. They are Korean scientists, Chinese scientists, but for us it was interesting to see the Russian scientist point of view on this problem.
Okay, thank you, Elena. And one more moment. In the report, you characterize the structure of smart education presented by foreign scientists. Is this structure recognized in the whole world? And do the Russian researchers define the same main elements of smart education?
Yes, that is so that this the structure of smart education in Korea, it is their base, yes, the base for their structures and for concepts of smart education in other countries. And you see the main parts of this concept: student, or teacher, educational establishments. They are maybe they are the same in different concepts, but the connections between them also are the same, different concepts, but we try to understand how to use this system due to the country, due to our reality, maybe.
Okay, thank you, Elena. And the last one. Moreover, there is an abrupt transition from the principles of smart education to SWOT analysis of the Russian smart education system. But in my opinion, it's better to describe and characterize briefly the Russian smart education system before presenting the results of the conducted analysis. It's just a recommendation maybe for you in the future.
Okay.
So to sum up, I would like to thank the reporter for the performed work, and I wish you success in your further research.
Okay, thank you for your ideas.
And Alexander, give me the floor.
Okay.
Or I'll take it myself. I can do it.
Giving the floor to you, okay? It's Elena, or it's Anna Stanislavovna.
Oh, we're here.
I'm reading Elena Kabakova, okay? Anna Stanislavovna Artamonova, it's the second reviewer, okay?
Yes.
On the report. Okay. You're welcome, Anna.
Thank you. Okay. First of all, yes, I would like to thank you for the invitation to this very fruitful and interesting report and seminar workshop. And I have some, I don't know, maybe recommendations, maybe questions. So they are quite interesting from my point of view. So now in the within this discussion, I have understood why you've taken these Asian examples of some smart education evolution. Let's so the question is, is it possible to see the evolution of smart education in some country from 0 point to the present day, maybe? So for example, if we take this Korea as an example, so how it all started and what's the progress now? Yes.
Okay, we see that in different countries it will be its own history, but in the whole years we can say that there are some stages of development of this process. At the beginning of its development, it will be maybe paper education using paper. Papers, yes, it's maybe the first stage, if we say in the whole. The second one, it will be maybe just the beginning of using different devices or such as computers, but it's just for the teacher, not for students. But the next stage, it's our reality, and maybe with the nearest future. It's but we have this year, you see, online education, different online, a lot of online courses which is free, which are free, and a lot of information and a lot of courses, and what else? But the next stage, it was when you understanding, when you philosophical understanding of this education. But it will also depend on all participants of this process: students, teachers, administration, government, you see, parents.
Yes, I understand. Speaking of teachers, so do you think that the teachers, for example, in our country, are ready for this transformation, or there is some kind of problem?
It's difficult to say that are they ready or no.
I know that we can assume that children are more ready for this digital transformation and this smart education system than adults. Yes.
We shouldn't speak about maybe all teachers.
Yeah.
It's up to a person, yes. And you see, this year has proved that some teachers, they use actively, used actively, yes, different online programs, and they try to learn themselves, yes, to help their students to find information, select this information. It's up to a person. Not we shouldn't speak about all teachers maybe in this contents.
I agree, and I know that I think that it can be a complicated issue if we talk about smart education just as using of new smart or digital technologies. So as you've said, there is a broader concept, yes? So it's not just computers, phones, or some kind of software. So if we, when you told us about smart pedagogy or smart training, so I noticed that there were some kind of words that the training should be focused on the interests of students. So I think it's a very well, it's not just the most straight issue. So we can't, everything can't be interesting for all students. Yes, there are subjects, and the knowledge can be necessary but difficult for students. So we can't just focus on everything that is interesting for children, for example. I think it's a very it's not very solid ground to speak just about focusing on these interests. It can be dangerous for school children, in my opinion. I don't know if you agree.
I see your opinion. Okay, but yes, smart pedagogy, but the idea maybe not only to make the process of education more interesting, more fun, maybe, but it's a reality. You see, maybe to make it more, maybe to enrich, not just using interesting sites, using devices, not,
Yes.
but teacher. You see, the teacher should be just this smart education or um, focus on their future competencies. Yes, future competencies, and the teacher, a teacher, also should exchange himself um, and also to develop. And if we have such tasks concerning our students, we should have such task about a teacher. You see,
Yes.
just a philosophy.
Yes, yes. I think that in this topic, in this issue, there are even more philosophical so I don't know, thoughts, maybe. Yes. So it can be quite difficult for some people to understand, but I think it's necessary for our future, and it can't be avoided, in my opinion. So now or a bit later, in some country later or earlier, it's just the future. Okay, I have no more questions, and it's a very interesting topic. Really, it's a very it's one of the most topical issues, I think, in the educational system. So I wish you luck, and thank you for once again for inviting me.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for your ideas.
Thank you. We give the floor to our expert.
Thank you. I also I'd like to say some words about our workshop. First, I'd like to thank the event for the presentation. You are well versed in something of the topic. In your report, you use the materials Russians and foreign resources. And secondly, And so I guess that is also your research should be published in some foreign journals. So I wish you luck for the registration. And I also thank our guests for participation in our workshop.
Okay, thank you, Irina. Maybe questions. Do you have any questions? Maybe something interesting to us. Yes, we have some time. Ksenia, what do you think about smart education in Russia? Okay, have you heard about this definition, smart education? No, but you've heard about smart city, yes? Smartphone, smart city, smartphone, smart, okay, smart, yes. Smart devices, okay. Okay. Yes, okay. Daniel? Okay. Okay.
You mentioned earlier that smart education is self-directed. But I don't quite understand what the role of a teacher.
The role of a teacher, the role?
Yes, since the education is self-directed,
Mhm.
meaning that it's meaning that the student teacher learns on
It's self-directed to the person, to the personality of a student, directed to the person,
so
not to a knowledge. I don't understand. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Okay. No. Ask me, okay? Maybe, okay. Or speak a lot. Okay, more.
self-directed means that the student learns on his or her own.
Mhm. Learns on his or her own.
Self-directed, so he or she pursues his or her interests.
Mhm.
And how does a teacher
Not only interest, capabilities are, you see, that smart education are the aim of this system is to develop the 21st century competencies. It is spoken a lot of about these competencies, and you see that the main it is soft competencies. Yes, you should be such a professional, and you should adaptive. Yes, in the environment, in different jobs, to do different jobs, and that's why using this system, smart education, we should develop smart competencies. It and what else? And self-directed. It's maybe it's wider. We should speak wider about self-direction in this meaning. A teacher should see a student or his capabilities or her capabilities, but all activities during lessons should develop these competencies. Okay. Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Katya? No other questions? Yeah?
First of all, thank you for your interesting work, and I would like to ask what what the what the main advantage and disadvantage are there in this system of smart education?
Okay, you're seeing that we have this SWOT analysis. We try to speak about their strong and weak sides of this concept, but it's early to discuss this question. Today, it's early to discuss this question concerning the Russia. You see, maybe in future we can discuss this question. But you see that I've spoken the figures. You see about what we have nowadays about Russian secondary schools and what we have about in future steps to develop this concept. It's the federal projects, programs, yes, national projects, and the budget. It's quite high, but we see results of this process. We will see in some period. It should take some time to analyze. Okay.
No more questions.
Okay.
We thank Elena for interesting report. Thank you all, and see you soon.
Okay. Please fill in forms and online form. And thank you to all participants, to all online participants, and the reviewers. Thank you and good luck.